All right, man. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday Night Smoke Sesh, round 13. Man, we're already 13 episodes in. I appreciate you all. Oh, man, it's been so good vibing out with y'all. Thank y'all so much. My name is David Yrigoyen, MMJ David, or MMJ underscore David. We are sponsored today by shopcleanhemp.com, Nana's Rub, and Natural Healing Care Center. I'll give a quick little disclaimer. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I am a cannabis coach, a cannabis consultant, and a health or natural health enthusiast. And I'm just trying to show you all things that I've been exposed to through my healing journey. Maybe it will help some of you. Maybe it won't. Maybe it resonates. Maybe it doesn't. But I'm going to show you some stuff. Today, we're actually going to talk about a few other things. We're going to talk about healing journey and how important it is to have a community behind you. Just getting my blunt going for our smoke sesh right here. Oh man, that tastes good. That is Tucson, Arizona grown, Tucson, Arizona made right here. So shout out to Arizona Cannabis for stepping their game up. So yeah, I want to talk a little bit about community through healing. You know, I had a friend recently going through a healthcare journey, and you know, he really couldn't do it alone. There's a lot that went into it, not only with getting him there, but also support, mental support. And it exposed me to how people need community more than ever, not only with going through healing journey, but just for support, any kind of support. It could be with mental imbalance, acute pain or injury, or healthcare problems. It could be with long-term conditions, just any kind of support. People need it, especially right now. You know, it seems like we got a little away from all of that, but I saw how important it is for community to come together, especially with a buddy of mine. We all helped him out, and like I said, he needed it. Unfortunately, my father, who passed away a couple years ago, we weren't able to give him the same kind of support because COVID left us in a position to where we weren't able to access him. So, you know, it really has been an eye-opener how important it is to have accessibility for people, loved ones, friends, and family to be around you during your healing journey. There's something that goes to it. It's not just for help, but it's also moral and emotional support. And I saw that play a big role, huge role in my friend's healing journey. We're not there yet. We're not at the finish line yet, but we're a milestone through. And to see how much we all need each other during times like this is, like I said, a huge eye opener. We all need to be there for each other. We need to be there for family, friends, loved ones, anything we can do to just support each other. And this experience has also shown me how important it is to incorporate not only allopathic medicine or modern medicine, but natural medicine along with it. You know, I've never been a huge advocate for one or the other. I'm a health care enthusiast, And sometimes you need one or the other. Sometimes you need both. If, for instance, you broke a bone and you need acute traumatic bone surgery, there's science for that now, and you don't have to depend on tying two sticks together around your arm and hoping the bone will grow back, or taking it off with an axe or something like they used to do back in the day. So, there's the need for both. My father, before he passed away, 6 years before, he had a kidney transplant that prevented him from having to go on dialysis. That right there showed me the benefit of both. So, there's things he did to support his kidney before the transplant, like dietary changes, herbal inclusion, acupuncture, a few other therapies. There was some of that was incorporated, but at the end of the day, he needed a new kidney, and he was able to get that through a transplant. So it's important to incorporate modern medicine with natural medicine that's been around for thousands of years. Natural medicine is a good preventative care measure. You can use herbs, nutrition, acupuncture, other therapies, alternative therapies, to prevent having to have some of these major surgeries or major conditions develop later on in life. So you can use natural medicine for the preventative part and also the long-term care. And you can use modern science medicine, allopathic medicine, for acute flare-ups and acute problems. So that's what I tell people. I'm not one or the other. They both have their purpose. It's just, why do we have to be so dependent on one or the other? I've had cases in my life where I've seen doctors recommend going the modern, new technological route and not have any incorporation of herbs, dietary changes, any of that. And I saw what it did. I've seen doctors that have incorporated both and seen the benefits of it. I've seen people go the full natural route and seen what's happened that way too. At a young age, my dad was a juvenile diabetic, and we would go to church with this couple that was the same age as my dad and my mom. The gentleman had the same type of diabetes as my dad. He was seeing this naturopathic doctor that recommended alternative therapies, and it threw off his insulin. The guy ended up having some complications. My dad and I witnessed that. And my dad told me, he's like, I'm just going to stick with my insulin. I need it. And I've seen that with other people that have synthetic medication needs that cannot be supplemented with natural medicine. So there is a balance that needs to be made sometimes, and you're not going to get one or the other. You're going to need both. And I would hope to see more of that during these healing journeys. Fortunately, my friends, doctors, were very open-minded and allowed alternative therapies, if it be herbs, treatment, physical therapy, cannabis, like this right here. If they weren't against it, and I saw how much it benefited my buddy, especially when it came to sleep. So it's good that there are doctors now that are working with natural remedies and alternative remedies, and not being so gung-ho on one or the other. Excuse me. So, I tell people all the time, I'm not here to tell you that herbs are going to fix everything. They are very useful and helpful, but there are sometimes modern techniques that will be more beneficial. And I'm not going to steer people away from that at all. Whatever's working together for the results for the patient is the most important thing. But like I said, preventative care does come from herbs, nutrition, environment, all that stuff really does help us prevent having any long-term issues. There's these places called blue zones. Let's go ahead and pull that up because I wasn't expecting them talking about that, but okay. It's from last week right there. Let's type it. Let me change the view really quick for you all. All right, what are blue zones? So blue zones are regions in the world where people are claimed to live or have recently lived longer than average. So these places are supposedly areas where you have longevity, and that is from either the diets people are eating there or access to clean air, clean water, or access to walking everywhere they need to go. That all benefits these areas and creates these blue zones. So you can go ahead and look that up. What are blue zones? It'll show you areas: Japan, Italy, Costa Rica, Greece, California. Yeah, so some of the U.S. But let me share what is the blue zone lifestyle. Moving naturally throughout the day, walking, gardening, doing housework. It's just some of the stuff right there. Also nutrition, that all helps out. I learned from a yoga master earlier in life that yoga is more than movement in a studio. Yoga is a way of life. Yoga is the way you move through life, conscious of life, conscious of breath, conscious of movement, conscious of what you're moving through. So, yoga is more than just going to the studio. And that opened up my eyes to all this. And that's what these blue zones are kind of like. You're more conscious of what you're doing. People are conscious of what they're putting into their body. It's all healthy foods. They're conscious of their environment, of moving daily, walking, exerting energy. So all that stuff is important right there. And that's going to incorporate to longevity. And we don't have to go to Japan or any of these other places for that. We can achieve that here if we were to make some changes in our lifestyles and how we our needs, how we live. So it's not that they are in these special places, it's that these places have not transitioned into this overactive lifestyle of constant consuming and working. So they're not working and spending and buying themselves to death. They're able to actually live and enjoy life because that's their concern. That's their desire. That's their purpose, is to have longevity and health. And that's why it's important for us to rest and sleep, because without rest and sleep, we really can't heal. Let me pull some of that up too. Rest and sleep are really important. There's plenty of studies out there that show how important it is to get a full day's sleep. They'll tell you that you need at least 6 to 8 hours. Most people need at least 8 to 12 hours of sleep. Your body is like releasing hormones and having cell restructure, and your brain's doing different things. And they'll tell you, oh, there's no scientific evidence that we need sleep. Well, there's plenty of scientific evidence that show that people that sleep regularly live longer. So that's evidence enough. I don't care if it shows that the brain doesn't shut down and the body's still active and blah 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 blah. There's studies that show people that sleep X amount of hours live longer than people that sleep less hours. So that study already, that right there shows enough proof. Who gives an F if it doesn't, if the mind doesn't stop or this or that? Like, the fact that study shows that people that sleep longer live longer, that's all we need to know. That's all we need to know. So you can look up these studies. Let's go ahead and do my NCBI. So, new sleep deprivation studies confirm the relationship between inadequate sleep and a wide range of disorders such as hypertension, which causes heart disease, heart attacks, obesity, and type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, impaired immune functioning, and more. All that right there causes issues. So sleep is extremely important. Rest is extremely important, especially if you're going through a healing journey. If you're recovering from something or on a treatment plan where you're going through chemo, radiation, physical therapy, you want to be sleeping in your off time. You don't want to be overactive. You need rest. Your body is doing other things when you're sleeping that are incorporating to your well-being. It's resetting itself. It's producing hormones. It's like I said, regenerating new cells. You're doing things that you don't necessarily feel or see, but it's crucial for longevity. And this is what it's all about, longevity. We are in a day and age in 2023 where we should be living longer. People should not be dying in their 20s, 30s, 50s, 60s. We should be living longer. We have the technology, we have the tools, we have access to stuff. Before, there was like, in the medieval times and ancient times, and even 100 years ago, you had to go trek hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, go up a mountain, do all this, get this purple rare plant to live, and it's going to cure this. And now you can go to Amazon.com, you can go to GaiaHerbs.com, you can go to Sprouts, you can go to Natural Grocers, you can go to a local herb store and acquire these medicines that people would have to trek for months, and hopefully their loved ones will survive to acquire it. And now we can access it through our phones. We can get it locally. So there is no reason why we should not be living longer or being healthier. Everything else is being implemented. The quality of the food is changing our health. The environment is changing our health. Our products that we put on our body and in our body and the stuff we wear is changing our health. So, we can go all down that rabbit hole, but I just wanted to talk today about other things. But like I said earlier, man, no one should be dependent on any kind of medicine, because if we were taking care of ourselves and being preventative, we would have better health conditions and not have to worry about being dependent on those systems or those medications. I don't even plant medicine. It should be taken in as needed and in scarcity. It shouldn't really be used constantly. It shouldn't be abused. I'm guilty of smoking excessive amounts of cannabis. Other than that, I understand plants. They need to be taken when needed, and maybe I need excessive amounts of cannabis right now because it's not really interfering with me negatively. And if it was, I would slow down on my use. So I feel the plants do talk to us too, and that is with everything in life. We need a balance of health, life, plants, fun. Even food. If we want to enjoy sugary foods here and there, maybe some processed foods here and there, that's okay. But in moderation, I was told everything should be done in moderation, and that will be better for our long-term health. I'm seeing that, unfortunately, with people, they just overindulge, and it catches up every once in a while, especially, alcohol and hardcore narcotics. I've seen what those can do to people, and they come into our office looking aged. Unfortunately, they look really, really aged because of the substance abuse. And some of that stuff can really do some harm to the organs, the bodies, the cells, the skin. So the skin is an organ. Skin is the largest organ on the body, of the body. So, if you're doing stuff that affects your organs and your body's aging, just imagine if you're taking substances that are aging your body visually, externally, what they're doing internally that you can't see to your other organs. There's probably a lot more going on that you can't visually see, caused from these substances, because it's all connected. All of it's connected. So, and another thing that causes disease and those kind of effects other than substance is stress, constant anxiety. All of that causes illness within the body. It causes dis-ease, and this ease causes disease. So you don't want to have dis-ease within the body. You want to have relaxation within the body. That's a benefit of CBD, CBG, THC for some people. That not everyone needs THC, but some people, THC does help cause relaxation, takes the edge off, it helps you be stress-free. All of that incorporates to longevity and better health. So it's important to have as much stress-free, carefree days as possible, because if you're constantly worrying, constantly stressed out, it's going to cause issues. It's going to cause problems. And I've seen it with people over here. I've had patients come in that have told me that they've had their illnesses derive because of all this stress, or because of overthinking of this or that, or some energetic connection to the illness that these patients have told me about. It's not me saying that, with my own words, this has happened. It's like, no, these patients have come in telling me that this anger has caused this frustration has caused this stress has caused this worry has caused this. So I have seen those patients come in telling me this, and I know that those traits will cause problems within the body. The body can absorb that. I talked a couple weeks ago how everything is vibrational and frequency, and how the body can absorb certain vibrations through words, through sound, and through thought. Thought can actually cause vibrational imbalances, and that's why it's important to have good thoughts. We can tell our mind by reconditioning it not to think certain things, not to overthink this. It takes work. It takes a lot of work, a lot of work. I've been working on it myself. I work on it daily. It's constant maintenance, but you can recondition your mind to think differently. And we all have that power. All of us have that power. All of us have that power. So it's important to be kind to yourself, because if you're not kind to yourself, your body's going to feel that. And energetically, it's going to take on that vibe and start attracting people that won't be kind to you. So you want to be kind to yourself. It's the most important thing. The only person you really need to love is yourself. If you can love yourself unconditionally, then it's going to be easy to love others unconditionally, but you need to love yourself unconditionally. Like I said, I'm working on that too. Yeah. Well, and I've been learning through my buddy's healing journey is that laughter is a big part of medicine. And I'm going to show you some stuff right here. This is through NCBI as well. Laughter as Medicine, a systemic review and meta-analysis. It says conclusions. Current evidence demonstrates that spontaneous laughter is associated with greater reduction in cortisol levels as compared with usual activities, suggesting laughter as a potential adjunctive medical therapy to improve well-being. I read a story about a man that was diagnosed with a terminal illness. He refused to stay in the hospital after the diagnosis. He went against medical advice, AMA. He went to a hotel and rented the Three Stooges movies from a local vendor. Went and watched them and just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and just kept laughing and laughing for the whole weekend. He carried this on. Then he went back and he had a second opinion. And they found out that he was clear of any previous diagnosis. So, I don't know what was fully working in his journey and what else is going on, but I do read other stories about how laughter is good for the soul, especially during the times of loss. That was one thing I was really adamant about when my dad passed and we had his celebration of life. I was really adamant on people celebrating his life, having fun. Talked about good times, shared a lot of laughter with friends and family and coworkers, listened to some good music, ate some good food, danced, watched slideshows, just everything just to celebrate his life. And people had such a great time and we were laughing and there was no one just sorrowing and crying and constantly weeping. It was more about happiness and celebration. That's what life is about. Having fun, laughing, celebrating, enjoying things. You can see these studies that tell you laughter is medicine. Laughter will heal. Laughter will improve your immunity. So having fun in life, laughing in life, enjoying life, all of this is crucial to longevity. And that's all I want to see people do is have a long, healthy life. I'm praying for my buddy Gable Figueroa. I've known this guy for many, many years. He's my brother. We're in this fight together. He will not have to do this alone. Everyone that is going through a similar fight, whether it be cancer, blood conditions, neuro conditions, cervical conditions, anything causing you constant pain or making you feel like you're alone in this fight, you're not. There's a lot of people out there praying for you, fighting with you. I know sometimes it seems like it's difficult, but just keep pushing forward. Life will throw us things at times, but we can get through it. Everything's energy. I want you all to just be happy and safe in life. It was great vibing out tonight with Tuesday Night Smoke Sesh, round 13. Like I said, my name is David Yrigoyen. I go by MMJ_David on social media. Next week, we'll get back into cannabis with CBDA. I was going to talk about that tonight. However, my buddy Gabe just got done with his final treatment and we were celebrating, and I felt like tonight was more about sharing the message from within, and hopefully it connects with the right people. I've been doing this a long time. I've been put through the ringer, man. I have been put through loss since I was 5 years old. I lost my grandpa, and then I lost another grandpa. I lost a best friend in my 20s. I lost another best friend in my late 20s. I lost a dad in my 30s. I lost a dog in my 40s. I lost, and I always bounce back, and we will always bounce back together. And on top of that, the chronic pain I've had to go through, my journey hopefully will help some others, because we are all connected. We are all together, and I've gone through a lot of this stuff. I know you can too. We are all strong. So it was great vibing out with you. I love you all, and have a blessed day.
Naturally.
At Natural Healing Care Center, we're here to guide you on your path to wellness.
We'll help you find natural relief through practices like meditation, yoga, medical cannabis certifications, CBD products, and more. Our premium custom rubs and tinctures are crafted from all natural, organic, full-spectrum ingredients. Check our website for more information on our products, services, and our fun in-person events.